I will start with the introduction by defining the marketing ethics of Johnson & Johnson Company. The pharmaceutical industry plays a pivotal role in healthcare, continually striving to develop innovative medications that save people's lives. It is equally important to uphold the highest standards of ethical conduct when promoting pharmaceutical products. J&J require the employees to follow industry guidelines on advertising medicines and medical technologies to ensure the product advertising are helpful to doctors and their patients. J&J Communications provide doctors and patients with full information and must be transparent about the benefits and risks of the products. They strive for clear, accurate and non-misleading marketing practices. Then, I will continue with the importance of ethics in Johnson & Johnson. J&J need to know the research ethics to protect their customers. Research is a crucial component of pharmaceutical development, and there is a need to ensure the protection of human rights and ethical standards. J&J Company have ensured that trials are conducted by ethical principles to guarantee that they are safe to use, and patients are informed of any risk before consuming their products. The confidentiality of customers should be protected, and trial results should be published entirely, including negative results.
Now we are going to talk about drug promotion and advertising. Ethical implication of direct-to-consumer is manipulation. It means that an advertising may appeal to the needs and emotion. In 2023, Johnson & Johnson mentioned about emotion of people who is going through treatment-resistant active psoriatic arthritis. It may seem to manipulate customers to purchase their product by touching their emotion. Other than that, ethical implication in terms of deception and fraud, meaning that some direct marketers write advertorials intended to mislead buyers. This relates to when J&J ignoring warnings linking its talcum powder to ovarian cancer and failing to inform users of that potential risk. Next, we're focusing on pharmaceutical company balance the promotion of product with the need for accurate and transparent information by following theory of right, that focusing on conducting business in a manner that respects the rights and well-being of all stakeholders, including consumers. J&J has been transparent about the ingredients in its product, adhering to regulation and often going beyond to provide detailed information to consumers. Lastly, potential impacts on public health and consumer trust is crucial to stay in the industry in the long term. As for public health, J&J actively engage in initiatives that address global health challenges. For example, providing innovative solutions to combat infectious disease, improve child health, and enhance healthcare access in communities. As for customer trust, J&J practices transparent by communicate during product recalls and reinforce consumer confidence. J&J instills trust among its customer base, fostering long-lasting relationships and brand loyalty.
As for clinical trials and research ethics, for clinical trial design and conduct, Johnson & Johnson, like other pharmaceutical companies, must prioritize ethical considerations in trial design, focusing on participant safety, informed consent, and minimizing risks. Other than that, rigorous protocols, clear endpoints, and unbiased methodologies are essential to maintain the integrity of the research. For example, when designing a clinical trial for a new medication, Johnson & Johnson ensures that the inclusion criteria are well defined and the trial protocol addresses potential risks. For instance, in testing a new cancer drug, the company might establish strict criteria regarding patient health status and clearly outline safety monitoring measures. As for the reporting clinical trials, ethical responsibility includes transparent and complete reporting of trial results, ensuring the scientific community and the public have access to accurate information. Timely dissemination of findings, irrespective of outcomes, helps prevent publication bias. For example, Johnson & Johnson commits to transparent reporting by publishing comprehensive trial results. For instance, even if a trial doesn't show the desired efficacy for a certain drug, the company publishes these results, contributing to a more complete understanding of the drug's performance rather than selectively reporting only positive outcomes. Conflicts of interest. Johnson & Johnson should have robust policies to manage conflicts of interest, including financial relationships with researchers. Independence in decision-making, data analysis, and publication is crucial to mitigate bias and ensure objectivity in research outcomes. For example, Johnson & Johnson has a policy requiring researchers involved in clinical trials to disclose any financial ties to the company. This ensures transparency and helps manage potential conflicts of interest, maintaining the credibility of the research. For instance, if a principal investigator receives consulting fees from Johnson & Johnson, this information would be disclosed. Lastly, safety and well-being of participants. With the application of theory of rights, here is how pharmaceutical companies ensure the safety and well-being of trial participants. Right to be informed consent. Individuals have the right to be fully informed and voluntarily participate in research. The company is responsible to ensure a comprehensive and transparent informed consent process, providing participants with all relevant information about the trial, potential risks, and benefits, respecting their autonomy and their right to make informed decisions. Right to privacy. Participants have the right to privacy regarding their personal and health information. The company is responsible to implement measures to protect participant confidentiality and ensuring that data collection and reporting process respect privacy rights, preventing unauthorized disclosure of sensitive information. Right to withdraw. Participants have the right to withdraw from a trial at any time without facing negative consequences. The company is responsible for clearly communicating participants' right to withdraw, ensuring that withdrawing does not affect their healthcare or future treatment options, respecting their autonomy throughout the trial.
When it comes to access to medicine and pricing, one of the main dilemma of the NZ company is affordability versus profit making. The debates came in when the company has to balance financial viability, like research and production cost, while still maintaining the need for reasonable price in order to ensure accessibility for all, especially in impoverished regions. In 2018, JNJ faced controversy regarding overpricing drugs, where there's report that this company charged South Africa double for their bedaquiline, which is medicine used for tuberculosis, compared to other middle-income countries where the price is lower. This pricing disparity raised concerns about access to essential medicines, especially for countries facing significant TB burdens. JNJ also confronted challenges like shortages and allocation of essential medicine. During the pandemic, insufficient vaccines and oxygen raised fairness issues in allocation. JNJ focused on fair vaccine distribution to vulnerable groups as well as ramping up vaccine production, pledging increased production for global health equity. This highlights JNJ's commitment to ethical crisis management, aiming for fair allocation and global health equity. Furthermore, customers might have limited knowledge about prices due to complex pricing structures, hidden fees, or lack of transparency from sellers. The price is usually disguised as full price on the tag. Johnson & Johnson, like most pharmaceutical companies, doesn't usually disclose detailed drug pricing information directly to their consumers. They sell medications to healthcare providers or distributors, and actual prices for consumers depends on insurance, discounts, or assistance programs available through healthcare providers or pharmacies. Therefore, this can raise issues like transparency. In terms of pricing strategy and the impact on patients' affordability, JNJ believes that the price for the drugs should reflect their value. This strategy allows pricing medications based on their perceived value and ensures that patients pay a price proportionate to the benefits they receive. This can prevent overpricing and make treatments more affordable. JNJ also uses competitive pricing strategies, considering market competition and product value. Instead of undercutting prices, they focus on boosting sales with special promotions. These promotions offer temporary cost benefits, making meds more affordable briefly. However, they may not sustainably lower overall costs in the long run. While helpful momentarily, they might not solve consistently high prices, impacting long-term affordability for patients who rely on these medications regularly. Johnson & Johnson has taken significant strides in addressing global health disparities. They are committed to developing new TB treatments by 2030, simplifying and shortening the process. Through their 10-year initiative since 2018, they collaborate globally to modernize TB care, focusing on underserved populations as highlighted by Dr. Martin Fisher. They also actively promote diversity, equity and inclusion DEI by investing in community-based care models, partnering with medical schools and advocating for health equity for communities of color through collaborations with organizations like MedTech Color and AdvaMed. Additionally, they enhance patient education and access to innovative medical technologies. Efforts include offering vision evaluations and events like the National Urban League Conference and launching programs like My Health Can't Wait, Illinois, specifically addressing health disparities for Black and Hispanic Americans in Chicago. Last but not least, the regulatory compliance and industry standards. Firstly, the regulatory bodies. National Pharmaceutical Regulatory Agency (NPRA) implement quality control of drugs and ensure compliance with regulatory requirements. Then, Drug Control Authority (DCA) evaluate the safety of new drugs and issue license for drugs. Besides industry standards, pharmaceutical companies must report any adverse events associated with the products promptly. Then, companies have to follow the data integrity standards. Also, companies need to protect their intellectual property rights to avoid compliance challenges arise. Lastly, the companies adhere to the standards. Firstly, Johnson & Johnson has a reputation for transparency and compliance with regulations. Then Pfizer has a comprehensive compliance program.